So creationists, you claim that God did it and evolution is just a theory. Well, in science, a theory is an explanation based on all available evidence. If it has no evidence to back it up, it is called a hypothesis. And if it has contrary evidence, it is a failed hypothesis. A theory is as high as an explanation can go in science. Some other scientific theories, the theory of gravity, germ theory of disease, and the heliocentric theory. You want to tell me that gravity is just a theory? Most of you do not know anything about evolution, so I will take some time to explain it to you. Mutations in DNA happen. The average human, when born, has about 100 mutations that do not exist in either of his or her parents. Mutations fall into one of three categories. The first category is beneficial mutations. These mutations cause a change in the organism that increase its probability of survival and reproduction. Since an organism with a beneficial mutation is more likely to reproduce, these mutations are more likely to be passed on to the next generation. Some examples: it increases an organism's ability to obtain food or avoid being food. It increases an organism's ability to find a mate or attract a mate. It increases an organism's ability to heal or avoid injury. It increases an organism's ability to endure the climate of the region where it lives. The second category is detrimental mutations. These mutations cause a change in the organism that decreases its probability of survival and reproduction. Since an organism with a detrimental mutation is less likely to reproduce, these mutations are less likely to be passed on to the next generation. Some examples: it decreases the organism's ability to obtain food or avoid being food. It decreases the organism's ability to find a mate or attract a mate. It decreases the organism's ability to heal or avoid injury. It decreases the organism's ability to endure the climate of the region where it lives. The third and by far most common type of mutations are neutral mutations. These mutations either do not cause a change in the organism, or they cause a change in the organism that has no effect on its probability of survival or reproduction. These are the most common for three reasons. The first reason: most DNA in most organisms is unused junk. Mutations in junk DNA are neutral because junk DNA is not used. The second reason: DNA uses sets of 3 base pairs to correspond to an amino acid. Each base pair is one of 4 types: G, C, A, or T. There are 64 possible sets of 3 base pairs, but there are only 20 amino acids used. This is like a telephone keypad where there are more letters than numbers. A, B, or C all correspond to the 2 key, and just like that, more than one set of base pairs correspond to a given amino acid. So if you labeled 3 sets of 3 base pairs A, B, and C, and they all corresponded to amino acid number 2, then mutating A into B or B into C would be a neutral mutation. The third reason: a mutation can cause a change in the organism, but that change has no effect on the organism's ability to survive and reproduce. For example, a color change that does not have any effect on the organism's ability to attract a mate, avoid predators, or sneak up on prey would be a neutral mutation. Since beneficial mutations are more likely to make it into the next generation than detrimental mutations are, after several generations the beneficial mutations will become more widespread and the detrimental mutations will become more rare or die out completely. In Part 2, I will discuss speciation and kinds.